Have you ever felt like there's a vivid fire burning inside of you, yearning to break free and illuminate your life? That, my friend, is your vibrant life waiting to bloom. Welcome to the Vibrant Life Podcast. We are here to empower women just like you to liberate that vibrant life, to live authentically, and to harness the power within.
Our journey will take us through the enlightening realms of energy healing, goal setting, spiritual awakening, and so much more. We're stepping into the light of self-acceptance, of owning our power and potential.
If you have been yearning to dive headfirst into the world of entrepreneurship, or awaken your spirituality, or simply make peace with yourself, your search ends here at the Vibrant Life Podcast. As we embark on this enlightening journey together, we promise to hold your hand through every step of your journey to a more vibrant life.
Your adventure to true empowerment and authentic living begins here. Tap into the vibrant life you've always dreamed of. Subscribe now and join us at the Vibrant Life Podcast. Embrace your vibrant self. Until then, shine on.
Shine on.
Hi, welcome to the Vibrant Life Podcast. Today we are going to do something a little bit different. I just have this little intro that we're going to read, or I don't know if we're going to keep this in, but anyway. I don't know what we're doing.
Who knows? We're riffing again.
So motherhood is a beautiful journey, but it's also a role that can sometimes feel overwhelming, consuming, and full of pressure. But what if we could redefine it? That's what we're doing here. What if we could shift from merely surviving to truly thriving and embracing a life of abundance? Abundant motherhood is finding balance, joy, and fulfillment in all aspects of life, not just in your role as mothers. Let's explore how you can define abundant motherhood for yourself. We're going to give you some journaling prompts and then some action items that will go along with that. But all of this is really what we're using to define our Vibrant Life Society, which is coming to you very soon. So this is the kind of the thoughts behind it. But today we want to give you some actionable items to start moving yourself from a place of surviving motherhood and your motherhood feeling very heavy to really feeling unburdened and thriving in motherhood. And that's what we want for you, and that's where our society is meant to do. And really, we want to help you build a life that is fulfilled and joyful and purposeful and balanced and passion-filled and all the good things, where you actually enjoy being a mother and your children. We love that for you. And we love that for us.
We love that for us, especially, but we would like it for you too.
We would definitely like that for everyone involved. So today is going to be a little bit different. First of all, welcome to the Vibrant Life Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Cassie.
I'm Audrey.
And today we are talking about abundant motherhood, and we're going to do it a little bit differently. We just want to give you some journaling questions, and then based on some of your potential answers, some action items of what you can do this week to start moving that needle, to inject some sunshine into your motherhood and hopefully make things feel a little bit lighter.
Love that.
Yeah. So I don't know how you're going to hodgepodge all that together, but that's the intro.
I will make it work. And it might just be like that.
Okay, there you go.
It might just be just like that. It will
just
work.
like that. Okay, so your first journal prompt, or just think about it, or if you're on your phone, do like a voice note. I really like those. So with my ADD, I can't write fast enough to keep up with my brain.
Yes.
So then by the time I have finished that word, I've lost my train of thought.
I identify with that.
Okay, yeah. I'm a big proponent of like voice notes or leaving myself voice messages.
Yeah.
Too.
And this is going to be a podcast, pal, right?
Yeah. These will all be in your podcast file. Yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%.
So if you're driving, don't try to write down the first journaling prompt.
Just
Drive
make sure
safely.
to get the podcast file from the show notes, and then you can have these questions in front of you.
Love it.
Yes, so our first question is, what brings you joy? What brings you joy?
What brings you joy?
What activities, people, moments, what lights you up, what makes you smile, laugh? In what moments of your life are you truly happy?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm like going through that right now. What does bring me joy?
Yes.
What brings you joy?
Yeah, I think we've talked about that, like going kind of finding yourself.
Yeah.
I love creating. That brings me joy. I love creating our podcast.
You're so good at it. They're so
I love
pretty.
them. I have so much fun doing it.
Yeah.
I do some design for other people. I love creating a good project plan. I know that's super nerdy, but like Audrey was saying I like filled up her watch with notifications last night because I was just in my little like making a project plan, like, and I was so happy. This is what I love doing. I love a good plan. I love spending time with my daughter.
Yeah.
She just brings me joy by just being a human being, even though sometimes she's not joyful to be around, but her as a human being brings me joy.
Yeah.
What brings you joy?
Similar with the creating. I have a Cricut.
Yes.
I like to make things. I like to make shirts and t-shirts and party decorations and whatever else. I haven't done that in a while.
We need to have a night because I also haven't done it in a while.
Have a night. That sounds great. I actually need to make a shirt. My mother-in-law's leaving. She's going to a wedding and she needs a shirt made before she goes to the wedding to give as a gift. So I need to do that actually tonight. I'm going to craft tonight. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. It's going to bring you some joy.
It's going to bring me some joy. I love to garden.
Ooh.
I love watching my garden grow. And this year I put in these cattle panels so it can like grow up. I'm making an archway of cucumber, melon, and tomato plants, and that brings me joy. I will go out there and just like at the end of the day, I go out there barefoot, and I ground myself down and I just take some deep breaths and I just look at all my little plants, and if you sing to your plants, they will grow faster. So I do sing to my plants.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm missing because I have to apologize to plants as they come into my house. As I'm putting them in the cart, I'm like, I'm so sorry you were chosen as tribute. I'm sorry this isn't going to end well for you. Not a good situation.
Oh, snap.
Everyone ends up
Okay.
sad.
Well, I was that way. I used to kill every plant that came into my house, and now I have 5 or 6 in the windowsill in my kitchen that are still alive.
I have these 3. They've been alive for a couple months.
Yeah.
This one I've resurrected. He lived in the corner of my bedroom, and he was very, very sad. He was down to like a leaf, and then I brought him out here. He's actually doing okay.
Do you know that plants elevate the vibration of your living space?
I did know that, and that's why I got some plants, even though I was so sorry that they were chosen.
And if they're dying, they can decrease so extra motivation to keep them happy. And encouragement to sing to them.
Yes. I do get really stressed out though when they start dying because it just stresses me out. I'm like, I failed this plant.
The failed plant parent. I have those moments too. I do not successfully keep them all alive, but I've got a couple that got some spots on them now. But my kids also bring me joy. I'll throw that out there. My partner, my family, things like that.
Family,
but
friends.
My bigger things are the bigger things that bring me joy. I mean, like the things outside of the obvious that bring me joy.
Right. Standard mom answer.
My kids, yeah. I love that. All right, so the next question is, what areas of your life feel unbalanced or neglected? I think about when I woke up in parenthood and I wondered who the hell I was or what had been happening. Like I felt like I had been sleeping for like years.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who I was. So that was a very big moment of me figuring out there's nothing extra in my life. I wasn't really crafting at that point. I had my garden, but it wasn't like a thing. I will tell you what I did. In 2020, when we were doing virtual dates with your girlfriends because, you couldn't go anywhere or do anything, a bunch of us got paint by numbers. We ordered them, and then we would have video chat, and we would do these paint by numbers.
Fun.
And that was a moment in time where I realized, okay, number one, I love to paint. I didn't know that.
I also got paint by numbers recently, and they're so relaxing.
They're so relaxing. In fact,
love them.
I have 3 that I haven't opened. We should do that. Okay, we gotta have a plan.
New plan.
Okay, so paint by number. But I made this amazing. It's this woman, but she's a tree, and it's just beautiful pinks and purples, and it's at sunset. And for me, it was divine feminine energy before I knew what divine feminine energy was. And I actually want it tattooed. I want a sleeve of this beautiful tree.
Ooh.
She's so gorgeous. And I'm not a tattooy type person, but I might be. that painting taught me so much about stopping to smell the roses, stopping to be mindful, to take deep breaths, to like fully embody who you are as a person. And so before that, it was too much hustle and not enough flow. And so, I mean, I rebalanced my entire life after that, but that was an epiphany for me, painting this paint by numbers.
I love that. I love that story. That's awesome.
Isn't it a good story?
Yeah.
And I framed it in a frame that my grandmother had painted a picture of a tree in. I actually put my picture on top of hers, and I know she doesn't care because her tree was beautiful, but it was like not quite with my decor. Nice. So I updated.
You still have it though.
I do still have it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love
and
that.
I updated it.
All right. Well, mine is not as fun as that, but for me, recently has been sleep. And that just throws the rest of your life off when you're not getting enough sleep and you're neglecting your sleep cycle. Because what I was trying to do is, have some productive hours after bedtime. And then, I would be like, oh, I need to unwind. And then I got to go to sleep. And then I have no energy for tomorrow. And then you're just in this cycle. So that's been a recent one for me that was feeling unbalanced and neglected. Also, I've had several seasons that are too much hustle, not enough fun, fun and flow, where, I'm always prioritizing work over that. And you got to kind of step back and be like, whoa, this isn't good for anybody. Yeah. So those have been a couple that I've had in
your more recent time.
But putting that in another light, also think through relationships. I mean, do you have an unbalanced relationship? We've talked about that in another episode. Like, are your relationships, is there reciprocity in your relationships? Is someone putting in as much as you are? Are you always the first one to reach out? Are you always the one to do the things? Is your partner showing up? Is your friend showing up for you? Is that feeling neglected? Or on the flip side, are you neglecting a friendship? And that can be something that
goes
can
both ways.
Yep. That you might uncover as you're going through these journaling prompts.
Yeah.
Thinking about what a fulfilling day looks like for you.
Yeah.
I love this exercise. I've done it with but just thinking through like, when do I feel alive? When do I have energy? What elements need to be involved in my day? And I think I've talked about my high vibe habits in the past. That's just like a list of habits. I have to keep them on a list because my ADD, I'll forget that I like doing things if they're not written down in front of me. But those are things that I've identified that I'm like, ooh, to feel my best, to show up as the best Cassie that I can, these are things that I need to do. I need to move my body. I need to be drinking water. I mean, they're not like rocket science, but it's things that I've identified that I need. And I also, so some things that I've identified is I need time to relax. I need time to learn. So I like to learn in my day. So I have like, make sure you're doing like 30 minutes of learning. And then like, because I use time blocking, I have that blocked in of like, this is when I go work on a course that I want to do, or I let my little ADD rabbit brain and just, ooh, what's this? What's my current hyperfixation? What's the random thing that I'm researching? Because research is fun. What am I doing? Let's go down this rabbit hole today. Let's learn all about Taylor Swift. Let's learn about whatever it is, solar energy. So just, that's fun. I also try to have something creative going on every day.
Okay.
Whether that be like, so anyway, define that for yourself. This isn't about me. This is about you.
Yeah, except for what I'm taking away from this is that I might need a little time blocking in my life.
Yeah.
I didn't think that I did, but you're adding in like just making sure that you get a little movement. I'm drinking lots of water. I don't have an issue with that. I think about movement on occasion, but I've not been real good about it lately. I was until I lost my toenail. Okay. And then I couldn't walk for 2 weeks. Yep. And then you just get out of habit. I'm out of habit and I didn't start again.
You gotta restart.
Movement. But the 30 minutes to learn something, hell yeah, I think I have social media blocked off at an hour and a half on my phone. So instead of using that time,
or you can search whatever you're researching on your TikTok and go down that rabbit hole. That's one of the best ways to do it.
I love that. But we're talking about, building a business. And I'm like, when am I going to fit these courses in? Because I do have plenty of time. But
it's all about intentionality.
Yeah.
Yes. And when I say intentional living, it's like choosing how you're going to spend your time to make it work for you and to feel fulfilled. And this is something that I teach with my one-on-one clients, which shout out, I've got openings in August. If you're interested, reach out to me. But yes, switching your time to you own your time.
Yeah.
And then figuring out how that works for your brain. I have to have lists. I have to have a checklist list of like, oh yes, this is what I have to do to keep myself alive and thriving. That's okay though. I've embraced that. That's how my brain works.
I use lists for some things. We've identified now. First, as I don't use lists for anything I do. I do use some lists, but I start in the morning in my meditation. I ask for what I want the day to look like.
Okay.
So like it's a work day. I'm like, I want today to flow. I want to be so organized. I want to feel joy. I want to laugh today. Like I'll just add in the feelings.
That's what you need to be fulfilled. That's your answer. I have more tasks. You have more feelings.
I want to, these are the things I want to feel.
Oh my God, I love that.
And so then when I get to the end of the day, I felt those things. I want to enjoy nature. Like I felt those things, and then my day feels good.
Yeah.
But it does. It looks different than your day. Although I think I could incorporate a little of yours in to maybe get some more stuff done.
I could, and I think ours kind of stems from the same place, because how I prioritize my time blocking is how do I want to feel? And these are the actions that I have identified that make me feel that certain way.
Yeah.
Because I want to feel healthy. I want to feel organized. I want to feel empowered at the end of the day, or energized, or all these things. So like, we both kind of started in the same way, but then for me to actually follow through on it, I have to have I'm going to actually take this bold action at this time.
Yeah.
And if I don't, I need to know that it's not checked off so that I can move it around.
Yeah.
So my time blocks aren't like super rigid. I do have them rigid of like, this is what I think an ideal day would look like.
Yeah.
But if, for example, like my mom can't drive right now, she had an injury while she was traveling. And so, she just called and was like, hey, can you take me and the dog to the vet at this day? And it's like, yes, I know what I'm supposed to be doing at that time, but I know I can move that around. Actually, it was really convenient because I have between 4 and 5:30 for catch-up and appointments in my time block, and her appointment's at 4.
Oh my God.
And I was like, absolutely, I can take you.
That works out perfectly.
But anyway.
Yeah, love it. Okay.
But we come from kind of the same place, but it looks a little bit different.
So
think about yourself. How do you want to feel in the day? What do you want your motherhood to feel like? Do you want it to feel light and happy and fun?
And flowy. I'm flowy. I'm
flowy.
I just want it to be flowy. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. The next one is, how do I incorporate more joy into my daily routine? So we kind of already tapped into that. Yeah. I just identify that you want to feel joy.
And then prioritize it.
Yeah.
Prioritize it because you're
deserving
worthy
of it.
Yeah.
You're worthy.
Yeah.
You're worthy.
You're worthy.
I am worthy of experiencing joy every day.
Absolutely. You don't need to wait for the weekends or special occasions or whatever. Every single day, you can have joy. It's yours there to take.
In fact, I was spending some time thinking about that this week when I was driving around going to different clients' house. I was just thinking about, oh man, I used to have to clock in and clock out. And now I drive around, I enjoy the weather, I meet these fantastic moms, and I work with them on a daily basis, and I can go home and I can chart, but I got a sick kid, and now I can go to the doctor. Like, it's just flowy. My entire week is flowy, and it just makes me feel so good. And so I can find all those little pops of joy in there. I get in that gratitude space, and I just I don't know, it's just nice, feels good.
I love it. So decide how to have more joy in your daily routine.
Identify what you need, and then make that intention to
and
do
this next question kind of goes along with it, but what are your passions and interests outside of motherhood? We talk about this all the time. You are a multifaceted woman. You have more facets to you than just motherhood. And that is by design. That is how it should be. Absolutely pursue those things, whether that is a dream that you have to start a business, whether that is a job you want to pursue, whether that is a hobby.
A new hobby.
Do you want to learn cricket with us? Come do that. We can do a virtual thing.
Yes. Paint by numbers night.
Right. Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
So what passions and interests, and if you don't have them in your life, which we've both been a place like that.
Yeah.
What do you want to learn how to do?
What do you want to learn?
And then take some bold action.
Yes.
Take some steps.
Go
learn how to do it.
Make a list.
Choose when you're going to do it.
Yep.
That's That's my thing. When?
Yeah.
When? Because otherwise I'll procrastinate forever. What support do you need to thrive?
Yeah.
That's the next question. So do you need the support of a partner? Do you need, for me, a lot of times, like, just logistically, I need a babysitter if I'm going to go off and do something. But also I need community. I need the Vibrant Life Society. Mm-hmm. I need other women that are in that same space and that same mindset, that are trying to do better, to just lift me up when I'm down and push me forward and cheer me on. And that's what I need to thrive. But logistically, this can also apply of what do you need from your family, your friends. Mm-hmm. Financially, what do you need to thrive? Just getting that down on paper.
Yeah.
Speak it into existence.
Yep.
Write it into existence.
Yep.
Whatever that is. And then, what boundaries do I need to set to protect my well-being?
Yeah, that one's super important, because without those boundaries in place, like, going back to the support, like if you've got like a partner or family that wants to do things a certain way and you're like, no, to feel my best abundant self, I got to draw a hard line right here. This is not an area where I can bend. Right. There's give and take, but there's also, you're allowed to have those moments where you're like, nope, this is absolutely how I have to have this. Yes, absolutely. And we have a whole episode on boundaries. So if you want more, go back a couple, flip back and find that one. So then we wanted to give you some action items based on maybe your potential responses. So if going through those journal prompts, you were like, okay, I need more joy and fulfillment. Your task this week, or your mission, shall you choose to accept it, whatever that quote is. Really screwed that one up. Is start to plan some regular activities that bring you joy. It could be a weekly yoga. My friend Paula just actually invited me. She does yoga in the park every Saturday morning, and I love that. I want to be that girl. I want. Yeah. So I might do that tomorrow. It might be dinner with friends. We identified that as a collective whole for our daycare moms. We were all like, look, that pandemic was rough. So rough. We need some mom friends. Yep. And so we started scheduling once a month. Yep. And that was a good action step to take. It doesn't have to be an everyday thing, but having that to look forward to, knowing I was prioritizing myself in that, having just a time to laugh with other women, I was like, yes, this was what I needed in this season. In that season. And I had to set some boundaries at home with my partner with me going out on mom's night. We had been home for so long that it felt weird for me to leave, and maybe he didn't have that desire to go out and do things, but I was like, listen, I need time with people that are not you guys. With people that do not live in this vicinity. I love that. This is so cringe. For Mother's Day, all I want is to not, I can't even say it now. I don't want to take care of anybody that came out of me or came in me on Mother's Day. So sometimes that's the case. This is my line in the sand. I'm going out with somebody that did not come out of me or come in me. Oh my gosh. But, so that reminded me, tangentially. So I'm one of 5 kids, and for Mother's Day, my dad would always take all 5 of us camping on that weekend. Beautiful. And my mom would be home by herself. Seriously. And actually, so when I was in high school, we went, and I had to come back because I had a shift somewhere. I walk in, and my mom's like, what are you doing here? I'm so offended at that. Now I'm like, yes, I would also be upset. And I was like, I'm only here for 5 minutes. Like, I'm just grabbing my uniform, and I gotta go. And she was like, all right, but make it snappy. But now I'm like, oh, I feel that so hard. That's amazing. Like, what are you doing here? Get out. That's the best gift ever. Yeah. That they all leave. But everyone left for the whole weekend. That's the whole Friday, point, Saturday, right? Sunday. We were gone, and we had fun. We were camping with our dad. Yeah, right? But mom was just like, she read books. I don't know what she did. And that doesn't matter. I can only imagine it would be the best weekend ever. Right. I want that for myself now. There you go. Ask. That's Ethan. A goal. Yeah. That's my next goal. A weekend at home by myself. By yourself. And I'll provide the same for you. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So my friend Sarah has a good system. So if you are thinking about how to implement this, so we do like a girls' night on Mondays,
And then her husband has a guys' night every Wednesday.
Yes.
And even if you don't get together with their friends, their rule is like you still are off of bedtime duty. You're still off of. So even if she's sitting in her living room, her husband is in charge of kids Monday night. She reciprocates Wednesday night.
I like it.
And I was like, ooh, tucking that away for if I'm in a relationship again.
Yeah.
If and when, we will see.
Yeah. That's good.
Let's see. Create a joy jar. Write down things that make you happy on a small piece of paper and place them in a jar.
So then when you are like, I need to do something that brings me joy, you just reach in and grab.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I haven't done it.
That's something you could do with your kids too.
Yes.
Actually, I really like that for that.
So, yes, that's actually something that Gemma and I have been working on is like getting out and doing things more on the weekends. So I actually bought those adventure books where you like scratch off.
Oh.
And they have ones for couples. I got the idea from my younger brother who bought it for him and his wife. But they have one for individuals. So solo adventures of like, hey, you're trying to discover yourself, get the solo adventure book. And then they also have one for kids.
I love it.
So very similar. You don't know if that activity is going to bring you joy, but it's an adventure to go find out.
Right? Well, that's just it. Then you can that's a part of the self-discovery.
Right.
Try new things, and if it doesn't work, don't do it again.
But I haven't ever time blocked them, so we haven't done very many.
Yeah, well,
So,
that's on your to-do list.
That's on my to-do list. I'll put that in.
Right?
Okay, so if you identified that you need more balance and self-care, just starting to schedule that. Starting to schedule your self-care, whether that is in the morning, whether that looks like going on walks, whether that is I'm going to start, seeing a therapist, whether that's I need help within my business, whatever that looks like, take action.
Yep, I love it.
So, but also set realistic goals.
Yeah.
I mean, this applies to so many things, but don't be like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to lose 50 pounds by Tuesday if it's Friday. That's not going to make you feel better. But your goal could be, I want to try to get to the gym 3 days a week. Yeah. If that's how you've identified your self-care.
Don't bite off more than you can chew.
Right. Passions and interests. If you were like, what brings me joy? I don't know. Or I don't know what hobbies to start. Just start exploring. Dedicate some time to it. That adventure challenge book would be a good way to do it if you don't know, or if you want to explore your city a little bit more. Take a class. There's all kinds of courses online.
Yeah, well,
you can find a course in anything,
even
or
if it's just like we did one of those make a sign classes.
Yeah, that was super fun.
It was so fun, but then we also did cookie decorating.
Yes. Yeah. Also super fun.
Also super fun.
Like just little classes around town.
Yeah.
And we had a blast at both of those.
We did.
Yeah.
Those were great.
I saw her post the other day and she was like, what should our next cookie class be? And I was like, I want to go again.
Yeah.
So put that in our little to do.
Shout out to Cha-Cha Highland Bakery.
Yeah.
It was
Cha-Cha's
so fun.
Highland Bakery.
Yeah.
It was so fun. They did a great job.
They did.
So supporting boundaries and support. So actively building a village.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't happen sitting on your couch. My other single friend and I were just talking about this. We would love our dream men to just show up, but they're not going to if all we do on weekends is sit and read in our houses. So we're working on that. But that would be great. But also, in the same sense, your mom village is not going to show up if you don't take action to find it. Yeah. So in the past, I have joined groups at my church. We went out on a limb and did daycare. I've done there's a women on adventure groups on Facebook for your city. You could do something like that, but starting to find your village. And sometimes that is going to mean you making that first step and making a new friend. Invite your friend, your kids, friends and their parents to whatever, but you gotta make action and start to build that village for yourself. Outside of your family sometimes.
When my kids were real little, I like to do the library story times.
Ooh,
it was just
nice.
a good place where you knew you'd find other parents that were interested in doing something similar with their kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Setting boundaries, so getting really clear on what those boundaries are. Again, we made a podcast episode on that, so go back and listen to that if you've identified your boundaries could use some shoring up.
That's the second time you said that.
What?
Almost exactly the same way.
Well, now you've heard it twice, so now it's in your brain, so go back into it. Let's see.
Vision boarding and daily affirmations.
Yeah. So we both talked about vision boards. If you don't know what you want your life to look like, I would scroll through Pinterest and what's my dream house? What's I was talking about that with Zillow of okay, if I wanted to move, what kind of house would I want? What neighborhood would I want to be in? But then you can start to put those visuals into a vision board, and that would, what you're drawn to, you might start seeing patterns, and that's going to tell you something about yourself. So just like you might for interior design styles, start looking at what kind of ideas are you drawn to, so you can get inspiration. Audrey uses AI, so play around with that. I like to use Pinterest for that kind of stuff, but it's good. And then creating your vision and understanding that it's yours to create. That's where affirmations come in. And we've got affirmations everywhere. There's a free download on vibrantlifesociety.com, and we probably have them in a podcast file. I think we do.
I think we do.
Yeah. So lots of resources for you. Anything to add there?
No, I think that sounds amazing. I just encourage you all to if you need a revamping, to just kind of run with this podcast pal and kind of look at your life and kind of maybe set aside some time, because you're worth it. You are worth figuring out how you can just up the ante on your vibrant living.
Right. And abundant motherhood is yours. I mean, it's yours to create and take, and the journey is going to look a little bit different for everyone, but we hope you all get there, and we'd love to help you on your journey. So reach out, share, comment, all the things, all the good things, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into the Vibrant Life podcast. We hope today's episode has energized and inspired you to live your best life. If you enjoyed what you heard, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so as to never miss an episode. And please take a moment to leave us a review. Your feedback fuels our mission to bring you more valuable content. Remember, your journey to vibrant life is ongoing. Stay connected with us on social media at Vibrant Life Society for daily tips, motivation, and community support. As we wrap up today's conversation, we encourage you to embrace each moment, pursue your passions, and prioritize your well-being. Together, let's create a life that radiates with energy and purpose. Until next time, live vibrantly. See you in our next episode.